Syndicate really messed up this time, didn't he?
I've been wishing for some better days.
As mentioned a few seconds ago, Mr. Syndicate himself put out a zombies map tier list this morning, and it is truly awful. Like, I mean, genuinely, this is worse than almost anything I've ever seen. I still love you, Tom, and this is all in good fun, but your taste in zombies maps is trash. And we're going to react to it today, and we're going to go over all of the maps, beginning with the F tier. So the first map we find in the F tier, at the very top of it, is Bus Depot. You know what? Genuinely harmless, I'll let it slide this time. Same thing with Voyage of Massive Disappointment, and for Farm. Dead of the Night I've got a bit of a gripe with because it is a beautiful map, you can't ever take that away from it, but I would have more fun running through a field of glass without shoes, rather than playing that map. But here is where I have my issues, and this is just whose fucking mans is this that puts Ancient Evil as the worst map of all time? Someone come pick up their mans. Like, seriously, this is a map that is entirely unique. You are in ancient Greece. You have a Pegasus strike that is a giant pole that emits lightnings with a white horse that flies, and then you fight a zombie unicorn for a boss fight, and just how is this that bad? Seriously, I need a drink. Like, I'm too sober for this shit. So, like, where's my vodka? So before I have an aneurysm, let's address the D tier maps. And holy shit, he put Moon as D tier? Okay, I want to commit the big die right now. Moon is objectively cool as fuck, and you can never take that away from it, and it has one of the best Easter egg cutscenes of all time, and especially since Syndicate is such a BO1 boomer, I'm astonished he had the balls to consider anything from that game less than A tier. Next in this is Transit, which is... I'll just say it's fair, otherwise I'm going to be here all day and I will end up playing the big zombies map in the sky before I'm finished ranting. Then he brings us Alpha Omega, which I can just say D tier is way too generous for this atrocity. People have more fun in labor camps than playing Alpha Omega, and we need to yeet that shit right down to the bottom of F tier right away. Oh, and Zetsubo, it belongs there, so I guess you kind of get brownie points for that one, Tom. You kind of did that one right, it's a bit of redemption. Moving to the C tier, we have Town, and when I first saw this, I instantly saw this town placement, and I knew that we no longer lived in a reality I was comfortable with. Town is a fucking gem of a map. That's because of its simplicity, high skill ceiling, overall accessibility to any and all players and styles, so him and his C ranking can fuck right off. 9 is also a literal top 3 map ever and is the pinnacle of a new, unique, and engaging zombies experience. The atmosphere, the setting, style, and portrayal of the map is legendary, but sadly it'll never get the credit it rightfully deserves since it's a fucking Black Ops 4 map. Shame. Blood, you know what, fair, and same with Tagged or Toad, even though I personally like both of them. I do kind of like Tag a little bit less because I died on round 161 on that map yesterday, but I mean, yeah, I don't have the energy to argue with that one right now. Into the B tier maps, this is what is considered an above average map. Nothing memorable, nothing too bad either, and was just considered good. And if that's how we're basing this on, then why in the fuck is Shadows of Evil here, Mr. Tom? Shadows is a top 5 map and I will fight everyone who says otherwise. That shit is fantastic, and just, like, you put Classified in the same category as this. I went full bruh moment when I saw this, and I will make sure that my children never grow up in a house where this heresy is allowed to happen. My children will be taught the ways of Shadows of Evil. They will know its majesty. And Tom, come on, man. Then we have Call of the Dead. Okay, fair. Shang I'm not a fan of, but same thing, fine as well. Varuk should be a straight up F tier map. That shit is trash. And 5 is a C tier map on its best day. And finally, Gorod, Yeah, B sounds kinda fair. And now we get to begin the A tier maps with Origins, Mob of the Dead, and Ascension, which are all good placements. No real complaints, I'll give you that one, Tom. You actually did something right on this list. But then you threw all that away and you put Die Rise as a fucking A tier map and just, oh lord help me, how is this higher than C tier? It deserves a remaster, but it also deserves to have its remains burned and no traces of it left to just ever, no trace of it ever existing, so that our ancestors 500 years from now won't look down on us for liking it. Then we get Buried as an A tier map? Yes, let's go. All my homies love Buried. Just, oh yes, oh, Buried's so good. It really is underrated. But then you continue to fuck it up with making Nuketown an A tier map. No. This is painful. It really is. And then you got Shino Numa and Revelations. I've never wanted to drink shots of Drano than I do right now. In fact, I could drink enough to drown a fully grown elephant. Lastly is the S tier. This rank should be reserved for the best of the best. The creme de la creme, the ones that you want to show your imaginary friend before your mom tells you that he isn't real, and that isn't actually your mom, that's a doctor, and you're in a mental hospital. Anyway, this, person made the Giant the top of the S tier maps. And now I know why people think that the world is a simulation, because this sincerely has to be a glitch. I refuse to believe that that is a real thing that a real person actually chose. It's a remake of a tiny map and didn't really add anything significant to it. And then he puts Kino, which I guess if I made as much money and got as many views as he did off of a map, I'd have pretty fond memories too. But directly after Kino, he also has Derice, which, wait, how in the fuck does he have the same map here twice, but they're spaced out? It's like, yo man, I heard you like Derice, so I put Derice inside your Derice, and once again, I'm the huge sad. Just, I have a headache, I really need a drink after this. After that is Derize and Drock, which, no complaints, and then he put Nocta as an S tier map. I've had more fun falling down the stairs than playing Noct for high rounds. I think I'm done with this video. Again, I want to state this was all made in good fun. Oh, just, Tom, you and I do not agree on zombies maps, that's all I'll say. Do me a favor though, and like the video, one like equals one prayer that Tom sees the error of his ways and actually just likes good maps, that's all I'll say. Once again, can't stress enough that this was all a joke, and I wanted to try something different, and I was trying to, you know, lighten it up and just, you know, try to not drink Drano during this whole video. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I love y'all, y'all are cute as hell. Bye-bye.